When I look out into the poker world these days, I see a pretty big gap with lots of people in the middle of it. People who really work hard, study a lot, and most importantly, put themselves in circles where they're going to get great instruction. You hire a great coach, you sign up for the training sites, you get into a group of people who talk hands all the time, exchanging ideas. It's obviously all very good, healthy stuff, but then you still can't break through to the highest levels. And here's the gap. The gap is because there's a big difference between learning something and discovering something. So most people, 99% of people, are going to get caught up in the learning. I'm going to hire this coach. This guy's the best player I know. I'm going to pay for the instruction, and then he's going to teach me everything about how to think, how to play. And all of that is great, but it's always going to put you into the learning category, which has a very limited ceiling for how hard you can go, for how high you can play, for how much you can win. Because ultimately, the best you can do under that model is to be a slightly less good version of the person who you are working with. And so to get to that level of the person who you're learning from and to exceed them, ideally is to exceed them, is to be able to start discovering and going down the paths where you get insights and revelations about the game that this other person can't explain to you. And that's when you start to get to an understanding of the game where you internalize it, you see it in a way that makes sense only to you. So now when you start discovering things on your own, now you start to build out edges. Now you start to build out true advantages that nobody can match because you're the only person who sees it that way. You're the only person who understands things in this way. And so if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like, wow, I've done so much learning, I've gotten so many people to give me all this great information, but you're still not where you believe your true potential lies, you gotta stop just learning and you gotta start discovering. Learning is the foundation for you to be able to go off and discover on your own. But very few people actually make that leap, and that's why everybody's out there complaining about, oh, I'm not living up to my potential. By the way, in case you haven't read it yet, in The Joy of Poker, I wrote all about this in chapter 11, so I've got a link in the description. If you haven't picked it up yet, definitely check it out. I personally strongly believe that this book is going to move more money in one direction from people who don't have it and use the principles inside of it to the people who do over the next 20 years than any other poker book out there. We'll see what happens, but I do strongly believe that is to be the case, and you're better off getting in on that earlier, sooner than later. So why do people not always go down the road of discovery, of finding your own way, of internalizing and understanding the game at your own personal highest levels? Why do people not invest fully in that? The reason is quite obvious, is because sometimes when you go down this path, and it's not sometimes, it's actually every time you go down this path in any area of life, you're going to fall on your face. You're going to try stuff. You're going to do stuff. It's not going to work out. It's going to look really stupid. And if you're more invested in needing to project a certain image, of needing to look like you've always got your stuff together, of always being able to completely articulate and explain why you did something to somebody later, of always needing a good justification to sound smart, if you are more interested in those things than actually taking your game to the highest level, then you're always going to default to the safe box. Okay, let me find somebody to learn from, and then I'm just going to take everything that they say and I'm going to execute it at a high level. Great. You'll do well, but you won't do amazing. You won't do that highest level that the people you look up to are doing, because those people, I guarantee you, they are constantly falling on their face, feeling the pain, feeling the frustration, seeing the egg on their face, having people in public talk about them and say stuff about them. Oh, he's not that good. Look at this punt. Look at that play. Oh, maybe he's overrated. So all of that stuff comes with the territory of walking the path of discovering things on your own, which means if you're going to go down this path, what you need above all else is the ability to be present with every emotion as it comes, when it comes, because discovery also means discovering new thresholds in yourself of what you're comfortable around, what makes you uncomfortable, and can you keep going anyways, even though you feel uncomfortable. See, for most people, the moment they hit a certain threshold of discomfort around, oh wow, I'm in unknown territory, I don't know what I'm doing, they shut down and go back into learning. Oh, I just need to learn more about how to do this next time. No, but you're right here. You're right here right now. You got a decision to make right now that's going to impact the rest of your day, maybe the rest of your career, depending on the spot that you're in. So what are you going to do? Are you going to show up to that spot fully trained to be present with the discomfort, be with it, and still be able to trust your instincts and see something that nobody else can see in that moment? That's how you get to being able to play your game. See, everybody, the worst advice and also the best advice people give is just play your game, dude. You're playing the biggest tournament of your life, final table. Just play your game. But what does that even mean? Nobody even knows what that means because everybody is so fixated on needing to learn from somewhere else. Your game only evolves and shows up once you become you in all situations. You can't play your game without you, which means you need to be the real version of you, which means you need to have all of the real emotional experiences, all of the real pain, all of the real discomfort, all of the real frustration, all of the real thoughts that are spinning through your head. Know how to be with all of that in a way that still feels like I am still me. It hurts right now. I don't like that happened. I don't like this result I just had, but hey, I still feel like myself, and I learned something very valuable from what just happened, which now counts as a discovery. I discovered this new idea about how I understand the game of poker, how I understand things work, how profit is made. And nobody else knows this because I was able to go out, do my thing in the way I wanted to do it, have whatever insults and feedback come in and opinions from everybody else come in, and I still feel like myself, and it feels pretty good. That's what's on the other side of this. So I will promise you, this approach that I teach to all my clients, it's not cool, it's not sexy, it's not packaged in this way where it's going to be like, oh, okay, you just do these 8 things at a high level and you execute and you get organized and you sleep and you eat healthy and then you're going to be performing well and you surround yourself with mentors. It's not like that. It's not this perfectly fit puzzle piece that goes together. It's you go through this sometimes messy, uncomfortable process of learning how to be exactly who you are at all times so that everywhere you go, there you are. Because when you don't, everywhere you go, there you are, right? So it's not cool. It's not sexy. It's not this like fun, sleek solution everybody wants to talk about. However, I can guarantee you the clients who I've got who are making tens of millions of dollars, who are annually dominating at the World Series of Poker, playing their best, most importantly, living a life where they're not regretting their decisions, they're not going over hand histories at 3 a.m. in bed when they're trying to sleep. This is why. Because they know, hey, I'm playing how I want to play. I play my game my way, my life, mine, me. Because that's what the path of discovery allows for you to experience. When you're just learning this person, and that's all you do, and you don't treat it as a suggestion to build off of, you're always going to be stuck in comparison and not feeling how you want to feel because you're trying to be somebody who you're not actually, who you are not actually. I don't know if I said that right, but the gist of it is in there. You'll get it. You can go watch it again. Be yourself. Feel it all. Discover things. And then everything that you learn will actually make sense in a way that takes you to the results that you want. Because you don't just learn from people for the sake of learning. You learn so that you can go become a killer, a crusher, winner of all the money, making all the sick plays. But that's the stuff you got to discover. Notice how you feel right now. You feel more excited. You feel a little more enthusiastic, some more possibilities to get unstuck, to shoot up towards the levels you want to be at. Did you like that? If so, you can feel all of this and get more juice every single day. All you got to do is go down to the link posted in the description or pokerwithpresence.com. Join my daily email newsletter where I talk about this stuff every single day. All you got to do is read it 2 to 3 minutes a day. It's just going to go into your brain. It's going to go in. You're going to start to feel more of these ideas becoming who you are each and every day so that you get to have the success, the money, most importantly, the emotional freedom and peace that comes with being present all day, every day in your life. All right, get out there. I'll see you in the newsletter. I'll see you back here. That's it.